welcome to another video. I have my beautiful friend here. Say hi.
Hi.
Her and her brother are my favorite models. I called their mom up and she's helping today with the camera, so I'm very excited. Okay, so I keep on getting more and more calls for help with the rainbow cake. So I want to help you guys. I want to get you guys going on the right steps, show you how fast you can pump out eye designs and butterflies and tigers, anything you want with this. So I'm going to be using my rainbow cake today, and what I'm going to do is take the width or the straight side of my sponge and I'm going to rub it across my rainbow cake long ways. That way I'm picking up all of the colors at one swipe, and this is going to be easier for you guys than some of you using the full sponge. So once I do a full swipe, then I get all of the colors again. Now what I'm going to do is just start in the corner of the eye, and I'm going to lay my sponge down and kind of press in the color. So as you can see, I get the full spectrum of my sponge. Now I turn it downward and again press in the color. And you want to dab it in. So now you can see how beautiful and bright those colors are. So again, I'm going to just repeat on the other side by holding my sponge and pressing in the color. We're going to dab it in, and then I flip it downward and dab it in. See how fast I lay down the color when you use these rainbow cakes? Okay, so now that I have my color down, and that's how fast your background works, it works excellent. So now all I'm going to do to change this particular butterfly up, because I did do a demonstration on a rainbow butterfly before, but for this one I'm just going to change it up a little bit for you, help you with some strokes so that we can always continue to practice those teardrop strokes. I'm going to add some flowers to this particular butterfly. When I was in Australia, I had the pleasure of meeting the most talented painters I think ever, and the nicest people in the world. So I watched Elena Liu, who is one of my favorite painters, use flowers inside of her butterflies. So I thought it was beautiful, so I'm going to incorporate it into this design. So again, I start in the middle and I just do a dot, and I'm going to lay my brush down to create that teardrop, and then I create the antennas. And there's a million ways to create antennas. I always encourage you figuring out which ways you like them. So then all I'm going to do is add some teardrops. So I do one teardrop and two teardrops. Then what I'm going to do is repeat this on the other side so that I know where I'm going with it. So again, one teardrop and two teardrops. And again, notice how they're on a V coming into the point. They're not straight on the face, which would close up the design. You want them to be in this V shape. That way it's creating the look of a wide butterfly. So the next thing I'm going to do is use my white paint to create the flowers. So I start here with the dot, and I'm going to just create little flowers, almost like sunflowers. And I'm going across the face in this motion. So again, I'm going to make a dot here, and a dot here, and a dot here. And that's how I know where I'm putting my flowers. And I'm just laying my brush down and getting small, and you can go bigger, flowers. And I'm going smaller again. Sorry about that. I don't mean to pick your nose. You can't say that she's not the best model ever in the whole world. Again, so now all I'm going to do, if you can turn a little bit this way, is I'll start in this corner. And what I'm going to do is add another teardrop and another teardrop. And then from this area, I'm going to follow the roundness of her face. Do you need her to turn a little bit more? Okay. So what I'm going to do is start off straight, give it a wiggle, and bring it into the eye. That way, this helps those of you who have trouble making perfectly round lines or keeping this area pretty round. I have a lot of people who have so many straight lines on the face, and that's how they want to make it better, by adding curves and roundness, but they have trouble working on this line. So adding kind of like a squiggly line really does help. So now what I'm going to do is, I like to go from the top to the bottom and I flip it. This is maybe because I'm a lefty, not really sure, but this technique works for me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 1 teardrop, 2 teardrop, 3 teardrops into the corner of the eye, and I start from the bottom and I do my squiggly line again and meet up in the corner of the eye and fill in with teardrops. The next thing I'm going to do, and this step is definitely optional, is creating an interior wing. So what I would do is just start from the outside, wiggle and bring it in. Start from the inside, wiggle and bring it in. You don't want the interior wing to be really thick. You want it to be more delicate. So all I would do is start from this teardrop right here, press down, wiggle and lift up, press down, wiggle and lift up, because you don't want it to be too heavy on the inside. You want to leave that area open so that you can focus really on the actual colors behind it, which really pop, I think, when you use white. So I'm going to repeat this same step on this side. So I'm just going to add 1 more teardrop in there and add my swiggle to the corner of the eye. And I'm going to flip down and start from the bottom. I'm going to start from the bottom, and I'm just going to wiggle and bring it into the corner of the eye and fill in with my teardrops. And again, I'm going to start from the inside or from this area, wiggle, lift up in here, press down, wiggle, and lift up. Keep it delicate, and again, from inside of here, I'm going to lay my brush down, wiggle, and lift up. Lay my brush down, wiggle, and lift up. That way, you get almost that wiggly line. It doesn't have to be perfect. It really does help with the design overall. Now what I'm going to do is just fill in with a few dots along this angle, and I'm going to outline. So I'm just going to fill in with dots of different sizes by using the tip of my brush, just to kind of make the design a little bit more delicate. So very gently add some different size dots. I'm going to use my metallic rose paint from Wolf Brothers, and I'm going to just give everything that little bit of an outline. If I were to go in with black right now, it would overpower this design. So instead, I'm just going to use a little bit of this metallic red and incorporate it onto her lips as well. So again, I'm just going to give it a little bit of outline along her flowers. You can turn it a little bit more towards me. I'm going to outline these teardrops and the outside very gently. Just a little bit. And then, of course, my favorite part, I hope it's your favorite part too, is the lipstick. This metallic red rose from the Wolf is just the most beautiful color for lipstick. Like, you just can't get more beautiful, because it's not so strong that it takes away, and then it's just metallic enough that it really does. You look beautiful. And of course, you gotta use some glitter. So I'm going to opt to use a little bit of this like really soft green glitter, because I want to keep the glitter on the outside so that I don't close up the eye. So I'm just going to keep it over the blues and green. And then, of course, I got to show her in the mirror because she's so beautiful. You ready? All right. You like it? Now you gotta look in the camera and just wave and say bye.